Welcome to lesson 8 of our complete beginner's guide to website design. This is where things get exciting. Today, we're going to learn how to build an e-commerce website using WooCommerce, the most popular plugin for online stores on WordPress. By the end of this lesson, you will learn how to install WooCommerce, set up product pages and categories, configure your checkout process, and add payment gateways like Paystack, like Stripe, Flutterwave, and so on, so you can receive payments from anywhere in the world. Let's dive right in. All right, so the first question is, why WooCommerce? Number one is that it's free and it's an open source plugin. It powers 28% of online stores worldwide. It's easy to integrate into WordPress, and it supports both physical and digital products, which we have installed, which we have all over today. It works with multiple payment gateways. Now, these are the things that makes WooCommerce very, very robust. Now, the first thing is we're going to install WooCommerce. All right, so let's go over to our live sites. So first thing is, we want to log into the WordPress dashboard. Here is what you're going to see first. Then we'll go over to plugins, click on install plugins. Now, right now, I have some plugins that I've installed default because I love to use them along with my websites. Examples we have Elementor, which is going to be our page builder. That essential add-ons for Elementor. We have the sticky header effect for Elementor. We have the UAE, that's for creating beautiful header section and also footer section. Let's click on add plugin. And then WooCommerce. So first thing, let's install. And then we activate. Once you activate, there are initial setup that you need to do. Now, it's okay if you decide to do the initial setup. All right, so you can easily go back to your dashboard by putting in your URL. Now, I want to put your attention to some other things. Now, let's go over to WooCommerce. We go to settings. Now, under settings, it's important to set a few things. Number one, if you can put in your address, especially to indicate the location of where your store is. So, okay. And the next thing is general options, selling locations. Are you selling to all countries or are you selling to specific country? A specific country, you can put it, and for example, it is Nigeria. Put in Nigeria. Now, shipping locations. If you ship to specific countries only, you select it and then you put it there. Default customer location. Enable taxes. If you want to enable tax rates and calculations, enable coupons if it is needed. Another important thing is you need to set your currency. What currency? Is it going to be Naira? Is it going to be in US dollars? So let's just choose this. Now, currency, we want it to the left, which is okay. 1000 separator, meaning that after these 3 zeros, you're going to have a comma automatically. Then decimal separator, and then this. So after all this has been set, click on Save Changes. Then after you've done that, now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create categories. Now, I want you to see that you can create categories, which is essential for putting your product into categories. For example, you have iPhone, you have Android devices. All of them are going to be under one category, which is called phone. Then we have brands. Then we have brands. The essence of brand is, for example, you can have a Lenovo product, you can have an HP product, and under that product, you have several under it. That is the essence of having brands. You can have tags, you can have attributes, and also reviews. So let's create categories. So in the categories we're going to create for this class, we're going to have phones. Then you can put in this slug, which is going to be small letter. Now, it doesn't belong to a parent, so just leave it as it is. Then you're free to put a description here. And then you add. We're going to create laptops. Laptops as the slug. And then you add accessories. Smartwatches. Gaming and entertainment. Now, even if you decide not to put anything on that slug, it's going to fill it in automatically. Let's try it. Okay, so as you can see, gaming and entertainment. Here it has filled in the slug. All right, so we've successfully created 5 categories. The next thing we're going to do now, you can still edit these categories which we just created. It's as simple as going over to edit here, and then you'll be able to edit. And you can also add an image to it. Here you can easily edit the categories that you have created. You can go to this place and then add some thumbnails to it. Now, next thing is that we're going to create a product. So let's click on add new. We're going to make use of this transcript to add some of our products. So let's create this. This is an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now we're going to have this as a single product. We're going to put it here, copy and paste. Next, we're going to need to have product description. Whether we're going to have a long product description, we're going to have a product short description. So let's go over to our script. For the short description, here we have it. So place this here as a short description. We're going to add a long description. Good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give it a category, which is phones. Now, I want you to realize that even under phones, you have iPhones, we have Android phones. We're going to do that as well because I want you to see what it looks like. So let's do that by adding, we can add our new categories from here. Let's call it iPhone. And then it's going to be under phones. I'm going to add, as you can see. So here it is, it's an iPhone. So this is it here. We have iPhone, we have phones. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a product image. So let's click set product image. No product here, so let's upload. Over here, as you can see, we have about 3 images representing iPhone. So let's pick the first one. Okay, let's say we want to check some other color or designs of the products. Click on Add Products Gallery. We add images to Products Gallery, and then these other two, you click on Control, and then you select these two, and then you add to Gallery. Okay, cool. Now the next thing is, I want you to watch out here. Product data. We want this to be a simple product. I'm going to explain this simple product and then variable products in this particular class. So now it's a simple product, meaning that we just have one of it. We just have one type of this particular product. There's no variation to it. So the next thing is, let's give it a price. When you're putting the product, you do not need to put in the comma. So just put in 1240. All right. So just put this in. This is the price of the product. Now, what does sale price mean? Sale price is more like, okay, now this is a regular price, but we are selling it at this price. And this price is always going to be lower than the regular price. All right. So once this is done, now this is basically what we need. Okay. Another thing is you can include an SKU. Now, that's going to be useful when you want to track a particular product in stock. Okay, you can put in particular code on your products. Okay, now stock management can track the quantity of products you have. If you have 200 pieces of it, you can indicate it there. Now it will help you and also your customer to be aware that, okay, this is the number of products that we have in stock. Do you want to allow back orders for customers to return products? Okay, if you do not, you can click on Do Not Allow. Low stock threshold. Now, if for instance you want 20 to be there to show that, okay, we do not have so much of this product available in the store, you can indicate it there that once it is 20, then to start indicating that we do not have much of this. And also limit purchases to one item per order. Shipping. Now we're going to look at shipping, but not in this class. Okay, are you upselling? Not in this class. We have attributes now, not in this class. So that's basically all we need to set up when it comes to simple products. The next thing is that we are going to publish. Now we've published. Now let's view our products. Great. So here is what our product looks like. Okay. Now this is just a fresh site, so you can still see all this on the left-hand side. But the important thing is, so we're going to remove all this. We're going to remove all this. So you have, this is the main product itself, and you can add as many to carts as you want. And then you have these products, which are the other ones that were added to it. And then here you have the long description. Here you have the short description. All right, so this is what it looks like on the front end. So let's close this, and then we're going to add more products. So let's add products, more products. Okay, now I want to point your attention to this. So let's say we want to put this phone under Android. So you can click on Add New Category and put on Android. parent category, of course, is going to be phone. Now you're free to also add tags as you want. So click on add. Perfect. So it's under Android, and then Android is under phones. All right, so we're not interested in putting all the details for this, but you're going to see it on the front end. Okay, so now as it is, if in case you forgot to add something, you can still go back and add it from here. So in this case, we did not put in the product image. So let's click on set the product image. I'm going to bring in this, set product image, and then we're going to update. All right, so here's what you have. When you click on all products, here's what you have. Now I want to add tags. So let's take a look at, we have the names, we have the SKU. We didn't put in any SKU. These are in stock. We have 20 of these. So this one was not set. We have the price, we have the categories, we have the tags, we have the brand. So all of this. So let's say we want to put a tag to this particular one. So we can edit it from here. Okay, so I want to add tags. So we go over to this. Now, you know the tags you want to add. Just copy. Now, I want you to take note of something that when you're adding tag, so the first one, there must be a comma to separate everything. iPhone, there's a comma, or you can add it individually, which is very fun, very okay, right? So these are the several tags that comes with it, and then click on add. So as you can see, all these tags have been added. So you click on update. So you can go back to our products. You can see these are the tags that have been added. All right, so let's add some other products. Okay, I want to add another simple product, which is the MacBook Air M2. Okay, as a short description. We have the long description. Then it's under laptop, but once you have it, you want to give it a new, give it a new category under laptop. So put MacBook. Then we select laptops. You add a category. All right, so make sure you select laptops. Then the tag, copy this. Then another tags, put it there. You can put a comma at the end and click on add. All right, so next, let's put in the product image. So select this. Very important, put in the price. Okay, you can put in the sale products, the sale price. So let's say now do not forget that it has to be lesser than this regular price. Okay, so now you can see it's accepted. But let's say we bring in the price that is higher. Now can you see it says please enter in the value less than the regular price. So let's put in 4 here. Okay, we can set inventory. Let's just put an SKU value there. Okay, since stock, say we have 100 of this. Okay, and that's that. Then click on publish. Let's add new products. I want to take note that you can choose from the most used tags. So when you click on this, okay, you're going to see the most used tags. So wireless audio, AirPods. So you can choose, and if you don't want a particular one, you can take it out. You can take it out. Okay, so let's add this particular product. This next product is Samsung Galaxy Watch, and it's a variable product. So I want to show you what it means to have a variable product. So let's copy this. Okay, smartwatches and wearables. Okay, let's first put in the short description. And then the long description. Okay. Then let's add our product image. Now we have several of these products. Okay, so let's just pick one, which is the graphite, that's the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8, Watch 6 graphite. Okay, now we're not going to put in add product gallery images here. No, products wants to be a variable product. So click on variable products. Okay, let's take out this. Now we're not going to put in the price immediately. So what we're going to do is we'll go over to attributes. Now The importance of attributes is what are we varying? That's what that means. What exactly are we varying? So in this particular case, we want to vary the size, we want to vary the color. Okay, and these are the sizes. We have 40 millimeter, 44 millimeter. For the color, we have the graphite, we have the silver, and the gold. So here's how we put in our variation. Okay, so let's have size. Now, what are the sizes? We have 40 mm. Then you put a stroke here, which is sometimes found by clicking the shift, and then there's a button close to the enter button. Sometimes it's found there, or sometimes it's close to 1 on the left side of 1. So that's where you may find it. So we have 44 mm. It depends on the kind of system you are using. Now, visible on the product page, yes. Used for variations, yes. So you save. Now, as you can see, it has been added there. Now, let's add another variation. Something else we want to vary. We have color. We have graphite. We have silver. And we have gold. Okay, you can put it in like this, or you're free to put in space. The important thing is endeavor to put in that stroke in between it. Perfect. Now, these are just the two variations. These are the two things that we want to vary. Now, what does this mean? It means that for the size, we have two sizes, 40 and 44. Now, it means that we can have 40 millimeter of the first size, which is graphite. We can have 44 millimeter of graphite, making two variations. Okay, we can have 44 millimeter of graphite. We can have 40 millimeter of gold. We can have 44 millimeter of gold. So how you get the variation is by multiplying simply. So 2 multiplied by 3, that's 6. So now let's go after attribute, go back to variations. Okay, now if you click on generate variations, it's going to generate it automatically from what we've set under attributes. Now here you have it. We have 44 mm of graphite, 40 mm of silver, 40 mm of gold, 40 mm of graphite. Okay, so this is how we distribute it. Now you can then begin to edit each of them individually. So for graphite, you put in the image. And then you can set in the individual prices. So let's put this as 250. In stock, can set all this, put in the weights. Yes, put in the weight of the product. Okay. If it's in stock, put it in stock. Okay, and then you over to the next one, which is the silver. You add the silver. Okay, you're going to see this on the front end. Now, do not forget that. So it is enabled here. Now, it depends. Is it a product that is downloadable? Okay, if it is a downloaded product, you download it. If it's a virtual product, it means that it's not something that's, it's not going to be shipped to you. Okay, there's no shipping cost that is going to be there. So when you click on it, you see that the shipping is going to be out completely of the option. Okay, you can also manage the stock, like to state how many you have. Okay, so you can do that here as well. Everything can be set here. Then you can set for gold. Okay, now let's not forget to put in the price. You can just vary the price a little bit. Okay, so now let's go to the 44mm. Now you can put in the same image because the image may not change. So the first one is the graphite. The next one is the silver. And then we have gold. Okay, so when you're through, save changes. All right, so we've successfully done that. We can always edit with time. We can always edit. Okay, the next thing is we need to put in our product category. Smartwatches. Can give it a tag. Okay, the next thing is publish. Okay, so let's see what this looks like on the front end. Great. So this product is a variable product. Now, we must have put in 30,000 instead of 300,000 from somewhere. So it's a product that ranges from maybe 30,000 to 290,000. And when you choose the size and then the color, it changes, as you can see. The size and the color, it changes. Now, do not forget, that's not just the only thing that changes, even the value changes. Okay, the value changes. As you can see, this is 250 now. So once you select the one you want, it changes. Okay, then you can go ahead and add to cart. But let's still hold on with that. Okay, as you can see, we have the description, additional information, use the size, the color, and review yet. So if there has been a review, if a customer leaves a review, the review will be seen on the front end of the site. Okay. So let's add a couple of products. Now, sometimes it's not necessary that you put this, once you are entering this the first time, it gets set automatically. I want you to take note of that. But there are sometimes that you may need to set it yourself because this is the link that is seen. I mean, if I imagine that the link that is seen is just called smartwatch. Okay, so if, for example, what you have as the link is smartwatch, this is not correct. So it is important that you put the link. Sometimes you put the link as it's supposed to be. Okay, so I want you to get this right. The thing is that the first time you're going to add a product, as you put in the new product name, it automatically gets set here. But you can still change it. How do you change it? Just click on edit and then just put in the name of the product and click on OK. And then all the hyphen gets put there by itself. So it's important that your permalink corresponds to the name of the product. Likewise, when it comes to creating pages or posts, it's very important. Okay, so I want us to look at this. So we've talked about simple products, we've talked about variable products. All right, now let's just talk about external or affiliate products. So when you click on it, it says product URL. Now this occurs when possibly you have a product that you're selling on Amazon. Okay. Now you could go to, possibly you have a store on Amazon. So all you need to do is just to go to that store, go to the link of that your product, copy it, and then paste it there. So let's look at an example. So let's copy the name of our product. And then put it here. And you search. Okay, so let's say this is the product. Now, important thing is that you need to know where your store is. Okay, so you have to look for your own store, then copy the URL of the link to your own store, copy it, and then place here. Okay, then put buy now. Now you can put the price. Okay. Okay, let's just put this price there. Then put it there, the smartwatch, and set the product image. Okay, then the next thing is publish. All right, so we're going to see all this. Okay, so let's check this on the front end and see what happens. So let's close this first. Okay, so here you have the products. Okay, and you can buy now. Can you see that? It goes over straight to Amazon where the person can make the purchase. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go on. Okay, so the other things I want you to take note of. Now, these are the products that we've added. Okay. Now, in case there's some information that you can easily put. All right. When you hover over the products, you can see quick edit. So you can easily edit some things on the site, on a particular product without clicking on edit. So that makes it faster. For example, you can put the SKU, you can put the regular price, the sale price, the weight, from here. Okay. You can even publish the products. That is, you can put on draft so that it will not show on the front end as fast as possible. You can, but you cannot put in the image. Okay. You can put the brand, you can put in every other thing, then you click on update when you're through with it. Okay, now that we've created all our products. Okay. Now, when you go over to the right-hand side or to the left-hand side, here you have the visit sites. Now, let's check our sites. Now, currently, there is nothing on the home page. That is, when the customer lands on the page, there is nothing that is showing there. So we're going to customize this front page so that it's going to look beautiful, and then there's going to be something there. But then I want you to go back to the left and check out the visit store. Right click, let's see what we have there. Great. So here is our store. Okay, now these are the products that we've created. All right, so we have the products well arranged. Let's take out this header, then this left-hand side. Now, let's assume that I want to take it out generally from the entire site. Okay, You don't have to go one by one. Now, so all you need to do is you can go over to customize. Now don't forget that you can get the customize from the top here. When you go to the main dashboard, you go to appearance, and then you have customize. So these are the two places, and we can get to customize it from those two places. So let's go ahead. Go to pages and special pages. Okay, we have page title. So if you do not want the page title, you can take it out from here. If you do not want the, okay. And then we have breadcrumbs. If you do not want the breadcrumbs, you can also take it out from here. Okay, you can take it out from here. Now the breadcrumb will be removed completely from the site. So as you can see, there's a preview for it here already. Then, now let's say we do not want this on the left. We do not want this here. Now, I must tell you that I'm using the Ocean WP. Okay, and these are the things that come default to the Ocean WP. It comes default to it, so you can easily take out what you do not want there. All right, so let's say we want to remove this, which you have on the left-hand side. So what you need to do is you go over to WooCommerce. Now, here you can, okay, this for store notice. I'll take you through some of this. Then you go over to archive. What does archive mean? Archive is more like where you have all the products in the store. Okay, so this, for example, is the archive of the site. Let me go to the archive. Let me show you what it looks like. So the archive is, for example, going to store. So this is the archive where you have, this is the shop where you have everything there. Okay, so we've taken out this, we're going to remove this, and then we're going to refresh this. So let's go back. So go to archive. Now there are a lot of settings here that you need to just play around. Okay. Then we go over to layouts. Now, this is the current layout that we have. We do not want anything there like this, so you can just have this here. Now, as you can see, it has changed. Okay, that's changed. Okay, then click on publish. Now let's refresh. Okay, once you refresh and it doesn't show, you can purge all. Perfect. So once you purge all, you can see that everything now has changed. So this is what it looks like. Okay, now you can see this sale, mean that the price is this was slashed, and this is the price that is being sold at. So you can click on this, for example, and then you have it like this. Okay, you have it like this. So this is looking cool. Now there are other settings here that it's good to just play around. Okay, you can play around some of these settings here. We have for single products. So let's assume you want to customize that of a single product. So you can have the content and then a sidebar. You can have products, display products, navigation, products, navigation. You can show that here. You can go back. So in this place, there are a lot of things that you can add there. So all you need to do is, okay, you can have a store notice. Have a store notice. Once you activate this, so this is a demo. Okay, let's publish and see what it looks like. Okay, can refresh. Okay, there's a catch to it, so let's purge all catch. Okay, so as you can see, this is store notice. This is a demo store for testing purposes. No stores shall be fulfilled. Okay. Okay, so that's it. So that's an example. We store this, and then you can always take it out if you do not want it. Now, I want us to come over here and customize something on this front page of the site. So let's first refresh this. Okay, so we still have this there, so we can remove it generally from, just like we did. I move it from here, go to pages, page layouts. We want it to be something like this, full width. Okay, so you go back to the home page again. Okay, so nothing is there any longer. Now let's edit. Click on edit with Elementor. Now I want us to bring in our product to the front page. We're going to do a little styling just to make it look a bit cool. So let's just add something on the front. As the hero section. Now this is not 100%, but we can always change this. So let's just add a background here. Let's put in this, and let's have it as position. We want it repeat. We want it covered. Okay. Then go to the layout. Then maximum height. Now let's change this to VH. And then let's have it as 100. Okay, great. Okay, so don't forget that you can easily change this by publish this, or you can save it. So you can come over here, page settings, and page layouts, Elementor fluids. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, now it's now a full width. Let's publish. All right, so next thing, I want us to add a few things here. So let's bring in something like this. Okay, you can take out this and then have this as 100%. Okay, and bring in a title, and let's call it featured products. Now we're going to have some products we're going to call featured. Let's just change the color of this. Let's have it as black. Okay, we're going to have some products, we're going to call them featured products, meaning that these are the products that we are featuring. Okay, now let's now add another one. Let's call that new products. I'm going to click on this button, and let's just type in WO. So within WO, you're going to see different widgets from different plugins. Okay, price table, Woo products, grid, Woo add to carts, Woo carts. Now you can just try different things here. and try different things as far as the one that you have access to. So let's say you want to have a product grid. Now, can you see this? So you are able to add these products. Now, you can give it any style that you want. You know, this is the default, this is simple. Can give it different designs that you want. So there are plugins that it comes with some of these designs, right? There are some plugins that you can even add to enhance the look of this. Okay, so anyone you choose, this is the default. This is default, but I think I'll go with this simple style. Okay, the simple style has 4 products and show badge. Do you want to show the badge? Yes or no? You can take it out or leave it. Now you have 4 columns. If you want it to be just with 3, you can have it as just 3. Okay. Now it's showing just 4 products. You can decide to show more than 4 products. Okay. You can query it. Okay, so let's just do that as products, then recent products, official product. Now we've not set any of this. We've not set this. So let's just have it as recent products. Okay. Product count. Now currently it's showing just 4 products. If you want to show more than 4 products, let's say 6 products, just put in 6 products. And then you can see 6 products is what is being showed right now. Offsets, you can also offset, published or spending preview. You can choose a category in case you do not want all of this to show. You know, for example, we can decide to show just the category for. Okay, I'm going to show you that. Let's duplicate this. Okay, so now let's say we want phones to be here. We have just 2 mobile phones that we put in there. So let's edit this and let's query it. Let's bring in, okay, as you can see. So if we want just phone, just bring in phone. As you can see, just phone is what you can see there. So this is how you can display the particular products that you want to show. Okay, this is just phones. So depending on what you want, let's duplicate this. So let's say we want to show laptops here. Okay, for that, we can come over here and query it. Now we don't want phone, so we can take this out. And if you have a particular tag, you can put a tag. You know, there are some tags that we put in. That's the essence of putting tag. We don't just show smartwatch. That's the only smartwatch that we have there. Okay, so let's take out that. Let's just see when we do the laptop. So this laptop. Okay, so there we go. There we go. So that's for laptop. Okay. Now let's just see. Can show whether it is out of stock or on sale. Can select purchased only, not purchased only. All of these are with rate. Can compare, can product compare. When you click on it, the user may be able to compare it with another product. Okay. And show product price if you want. Show the written, show sold count. How many people have bought the product? Okay, we have the image. Can show secondary image on hover. So if there's a secondary image, like there are other images that you added apart from that one, you can put it there. Sale, you know, that one also you can vary it the way you want. Okay, this is one we're working currently. Can vary it. Can vary it if you set it. Sale text. If you don't want it to be add to carts, let's see. Buy now. Okay. So you can have buy now, like you can see it here. Or out of stock, which is out of stock. You can have add to carts. I have load more. If you want them to see more products, for example. So now take note that this is not the only widget you can make use of. Or you can just put in products. Products. When you put in products, you can see we have a whole lot that you can try to suit your taste. And if what you want is not there, you can always change it towards check other plugins that works best for you. Let's publish and then let's view. Let's view what the home page looks like. Okay, so currently this is the home page. So this is just the major thing I want you to see. I want to see how we add this beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay, you can write something on this. I'll write something on this. Let's just put something simple there. Let's put something simple. Let's just take out this. And let's put in, let's have this center. At the center. Let's have the center here. And let's have this as 100%. 100. Okay. Now let's make this bigger than this. Let's have it as white. And let's change the size. Okay. Have it as 100. Okay, that's big. Let's have it as 80. And let's put an overlay here. Let's have a black overlay. Okay, that's good. Now you can have it responsive. Let's change the size of this here. Let's have it as 50. And let's have this. Let's check what it looks like. Okay, let's change this. Let's have it as, okay, it's 25. Okay, that's cool. All right, so as that, let's publish this. Let's check what it looks like on the front end. Cool. So here you have it. Now we're going to still put in some things up here. Okay, so here's what we have currently. Now let's say we want to set some images as featured. So here's where how you can do that. So now featured can easily be added. So just go over to your dashboard, go to products, go to all products. Now once you get there, now you can easily mark your featured image. All you need to do is just to, if you want to feature some images in particular or some products in particular that you want people to see this, oh, we have these products. For example, let's put this as featured. Okay, let's have this as featured. Okay, let's have this as featured. Let's have this as featured. Okay, let's take this out. I'll also have this as featured. This as featured. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, there are some times that you may not be able to, there are some products that you want to specifically add, and you can't find it here. You can't easily do that from there. All you need to do is just go over to categories, add a new category for it. Okay. And when you add a new category for it, and then you come back, and then you go back to the front end, just like the way we added particular categories from here. Then you go back to content, go to query, then you can add that new category that you just created. Okay, so in this particular case, I want us to have this as, okay, new arrival. I want just, let's just say we want 4 to show. Let's say 4. We want, okay, we have it like this. Let's say we want 4 items to show here. Then so now let's bring in our featured here. So let me bring in my featured. So for featured image, sounds featured products. Now, these were the products that I featured. Okay. So the next thing is you can just add proper padding, wherever you want. Maybe at the top, I want 100. Over here, you can put in 100. Okay, so we can refresh. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so here we have it. We have phones, we have laptops. Okay, so there we go. Looks cool. Now, I want us to add, there are some things I want you to take note of, like adding your carts, adding the baskets that you have here. So, all right, so for me, I prefer to add a whole new header section here. I go to my UAE. I'm going to add a new header and footer. Header basically. So I'll call this header. You can decide to choose where you want your header to show. If you want it on the entire site, you can choose entire site. Okay, and then I'm going to save. Then I'm going to edit. Okay, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to bring in my logo here. I'm going to have this as center. I'm going to have everything centered. I'm going to have the background as black. Okay. I'm going to add the menu here. I have just one thing on my menu. can bring that here. I'll just currently have nothing on my menu, so no problem. We can always create that. Now I want to bring in carts. Okay, so something like this. You can customize it the way you want it. If you want it to be like this, you can change the color as you like. I want to be at the right side. I want the color to be white, for example. The text color to be white. I want the background color to remain. I want the border color to be white. And change everything to white. You can make it bigger if you like. Okay. So can ensure it's responsive across. Let's make this percent. Let's have this as 20, or let's have it as 35%. Let's have this as 50% as well. Let's have this as 50. You can have this as 15% as well. 15%. Okay. Okay, cool. So I'm publish. Okay, so now let's check our sites. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, as you can see. So once you add to cart, okay, I want us to have this to be sticky. So we already installed the sticky. Let's open this 6 dots over here, normalized, and let's have it sticky. Makes it easy to check our carts to be sure. Okay, let's reduce the size of this. Okay, let's reduce the size. Let's have it as, let's say, 15, and let's have this as 70. Okay, this is standard 15 as well. 15. Okay, so let's refresh this. Okay, cool. So now it's sticky. Let's say that we want to add a menu showing the products. Okay, you can display it such that you have individual categories or whichever way you want it. So let's take a look at what it's going to look like. So first, let's go over to the dashboard. On the left, we go over to appearance, and then we go to menu. We want to create a menu. All right, so this is still fresh. We don't have any menu, so let's have it as head. Let's have it as primary menu. And then we create. All right, so on the menu, of course, we don't really need to have a home menu, because once you click on this gadget hub at any point in time, it takes you to the home page. So you don't need to have that. All right, but we want to have the shop. Let's add it to the menu. Okay, so now the next thing we want to have is we want to have the links showing each of the products. Okay, or showing the categories. So let's not forget the categories that we have. We can easily find that. So let's create, we have phone. Okay, so we can easily find that by going to categories. All right, so here are the main categories. We have accessories, we have gaming and entertainment, we have laptop, we have phones, and we have smartwatches. So let's start with accessories. Now we are going to copy the link. All right, so how do you get the link? Once you hover over accessories, you're on view, just right click, then copy link, then paste it here, you add it. Let's add the next category. We have gaming and entertainment. You hover over view and you copy the link, you paste it here, you add it. The next we have laptops. Copy the link. You hover over phone, you copy the link. And lastly, you hover over smartwatches. And then paste it here. Very good. So here we have it. Now, you're free if this is how you want it. Now, there are times when of course, if you want to display this audio as a sub-menu under accessories, you can do that. If you want to have your Dell or MacBook as a subcategory under laptops, you can have it. Okay, so I think I would like us to just do for one of it. So let's say we want to create for that of phone. So let's start with Android. We copy the link. And then we go over to iPhone and we copy the link. All right, so we're going to drag this and place it just a place over there that's below iPhone. Take note that there is a space here. All right, so this is how we want it. And if you want to drag it, of course, it's going to, go with it. So if you want it this way, this goes well. All right, so let's click on Save Menu. Cool. Now, another thing I want us to create is I want us to create a menu for users that are logging in or users that are coming back to the site. Once they make purchases, they sometimes, depending on what you set on the back end, they will have an account on the site. So what you do to that is we're going to create another menu. So let's ensure that this has been saved, and then let's click on create a new menu. And let's call the name of this menu log in. Okay, we create the menu. All right, so for this one, I want you to hover over WooCommerce endpoints. Okay, so here you have all this. So I want you to click on account details and add it to menu. All right, so now we're going to label this as login. So we're going to put this, so login or dashboard. All right, so let's save this. we are going to add, okay, so we've already put in a menu here, but we're going to do something here. We are going to, okay, so let's have the first one. Let's have it as primary menu. Okay, cool. Then I want us to change the way it looks. Let's have the text color as white. And when we overhit, we can have it change a little bit. Okay. And also when it is active, we have it as this. Okay. All right. So one more thing we can do, we can align it to the right. Cool. Now, I want us to add a menu to this side as well. So let's just copy this and paste it here, and then we're going to change this to the login, logouts. Okay. Now let's see what it looks like. Okay. So what we can do is we can reduce the size of this a little bit. This is 70. Let's see, possibly 65. Okay, it's not good enough. Let's do it at 70. We can change the size. We can change the size of this. Okay. And we can change the size of this. Let's just put it there, but it's something that I just wanted to understand how it works. Can change this as well. Okay, so let's put this as 13. Okay. Then let's reduce this to 65. Let's see. Okay. Now we're going to increase this. Let's increase it by 5. Okay. Okay, so now it seems it's not going to work. So let's do something to put it side by side. Let's have this as let's customize it to 20%, and let's have this as 80% of what we have there. Okay. Let's duplicate this. Let's duplicate this. Let's remove this here, and let's remove this here. Okay. Now, so here we have 15. Here we have 65. That's 80. Okay. Can have this as 15, and we could have this as 5. Okay, so now we could, let's have this as 100%. Okay, let's have this also as 100%. Now I want this to be in a button. I want it to be different. Let's make it a little bit different. Okay, let's change this to none. Let's turn this to a button here. Okay, so can change the color to make it look a little bit. So let the text be black, and let's have the background as white. Okay, that works. Okay, so what else do we want to do now? Let's check what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like here. This is not the best. Let's this icon, let's change it. Let's change the color of that trigger icon. Let's have it as white. Okay, so that's white. And let it go to the left. Go to the left. Okay. Let's reduce this over here. And just move it a little bit like this. We could move this a little bit like this, so that I can have some space. Okay. So we just pad this on the left. On the left, let's see. Okay, that's good. Now let's see what it looks like on mobile. Okay, on mobile, this is not looking too good, so let's adjust it. We put this here. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Here we have 36. Let's reduce this to 30. What do we have here? Let's have this as 15. Let's have this login to be more. Okay. So we have 30 and 10, which is 45. If we have another 45 here, that makes 90. Okay. And let's see what we have here. We have here. Let's have this as 10. Okay. Well, not the best. I think we should let's just reduce this so that we can bring in that. Okay. So I think that works well. Works well now. Okay, so let's visit it and let's see what it looks like. All right, so here you have it. Oh, we need to change this. We need to change this. So let's change it. That's the submenu. So click on this, go over to the submenu. This is the menu. Okay, that's the drop down. So we want the background to be black. I have background as black. I have the text as white. Okay, so works perfectly. So once you add to cart, you can see. All right. Once you add to cart, you can see something happens. Now let's go to this, for example. Now this is select option. Now you can't just add this to cart easily. Okay, you have to be sure of what exactly you're picking. Okay, so and then add to cart. Then it shows. Now there's one more thing that I need to show you. Let's talk about payment gateway. Right, so let's go back to so we'll be able to set up products. Okay, and so let's talk about payment gateways. Now there are several payment gateways that we could have. We have PayPal, Stripe, depending on the country. Okay, but PayPal, Stripe, there are some that are global. Now, even though PayPal is meant to be global, but there are some countries where it is not working. All right, but then there are some that you have, and then you have some that are in Africa, some Asia, some Europe that are basically found there. But basically for Africa, you can talk about Flutterwave and Paystack. These are very, very efficient. Okay, so the major thing about configuring your PayPal, Stripe, even your Paystack, your Flutterwave is using plugin to bring in the API. All right, so I'm going to show you some examples. So normally, when you talk about PayPal and Stripe, they are built into WordPress, into WooCommerce straight away. So all you need to do is to install, for example, the Stripe gateway, and then you go to your Stripe dashboard, look for the API key, and then you put it there, and then you save. And then the person will start using the site. So let me show you what the plugins will look like. So let's say we want to add, let's see, plugin for Stripe. So just type in Stripe. So WooCommerce Stripe Payment Gateway is as straightforward as that. Okay, so when you click on install, then you activate. I want to take note that you can have more than one payment gateway on your site. You can have Stripe, you can have PayPal, you can have Paystack, you can have Flutterwave. You know, as far as you have set it up from the company itself, you can add it to your site. So let's say you want to check that. So you have your WooCommerce, you can go to the settings, then now all of these, they are also very, very important. There are some of them we're going to touch here, some will be in our next class. So let's go to payments. Okay, cool. Now Paystack has already been installed, but then we'll still go over there too. So we have Stripe, which we just installed. Now, okay, Paystack has not been installed, but there's a link to already install it. But I want to show you how you can install it from the plugin part. So let's say for Stripe, action needed. So click on complete setup. Okay, now create or connect an account. So when you click on this, it takes you over to Stripe. Okay, and then you can log in. You can just put in your email address and then submit, and then you can then access your API key. But let's go back. Let's go back to our settings. So that's basically how you add that. Now let's go to, let's say we want to bring in Paystack. You can just click here to bring it in, but I want to show you that of Paystack and also Flutterwave, for example. So go to plugins, add plugin. So Paystack. Okay, so we have Paystack WooCommerce Payments Gateway. Okay, we have about 30,000 of it. We have Paystack payment forms for Paystack. Okay, we have all this. So let's install this. Flutterwave. Okay, so here you have it. Here is for Flutterwave WooCommerce, Flutterwave Payment Gateway for WooCommerce. So let's work on with this. Okay, perfect. Now let's go over to install plugins. I want us to install them. So 1 and 2. I want us to activate them. Okay, perfect. So let's go over to our WooCommerce. Let's go to settings. Then go over to payments. All right, so as you can see, we have Flutterwave, we have Paystack. So both of them are there now. So all right, so apart from that, I want to take note that you can also take offline payments. So when you click on this offline payments, you can put in a particular direct bank transfer. Okay, so you can enable that. Then it's going to show there, and then you can collect check, can do cash on delivery, whichever one. So because we have enabled this, we're going to see it on the front end. Then then you can check payments, check payment if you want that. So let's go back and let's set up this, for example, Paystack. Okay, cool. Now once you go to Paystack, so here is Paystack. You can, so if you click on enable Paystack, that's when it's going to show on the front end. Okay, credit, debit card, have make payments using your debit card, enable test mode. Now, if it is still test mode, you can enable this, but if it's live, just uncheck this payments option. If you want it to redirect to Paystack, which is always good, to the site of the payment gateway, it is very good. So pop-up shows the payments pop up on the page while redirect to the customer to Paystack to make payments. Now, any of this is fine. Any of this is fine. There's still so much of security guaranteed. Now, you need this live secret key. You need this live public key from the payment gateway. Okay. If you want to complete order, you can click on this. If you want to remove or cancel order, if you want to split, there's sometimes that you can split payments. Maybe you have a main store, and then you have a multi-store, a store within a store, something like that. Okay. If you want to allow payments to safeguard, you can check it, but I'm not sure I want to recommend that. Okay, so once you're done, then you click on Save Changes. Now, so I'm going to show you example of what this looks like. Okay, so for example, when you get into Paystack, for example, like this, you go over to settings. When you get to settings, you see profile, contacts, compliance, accounts, then API keys and webhooks. Okay, so here you can see you have the live security key, we have the live public key. So all of these need to be, kept with so much of, you have to be very confidential with this information. So all you need to just do is copy. All you need to do is to copy it. As a live secret key, paste it there. Then you go to the live public key, copy it, and then you paste it there. So that's basically it. Now there are times when, so here we see optional to avoid situations where bad network makes it impossible to verify transaction. Set your webhook URL here today. So let's save this first. So for this particular one, all you need to do is just to copy this, and you can paste it here. Okay, you can paste it here, and then you save changes. So meaning that, okay, and then you can also have the test secret key. This one is just for testing. So that's what it looks like to set it up. So now we've set up our payment gateway. Next, let's check our slide. So we've set this and this. So now let's do a demo, like we want to buy. So currently we've added some things to our carts. Now we click on this. So it brings us here. These are the products that we've added to carts. You can increase, or decrease, and then proceed to checkout. Now, then this is the customer. We need to put in all these other information. It's free shipping if it's free. Now, we're not talking about shipping today. In our next class, look at shipping. So debit card. Okay. So you can have a direct bank transfer. Now, there's a place where you can also put in the, let's go back and check it out. Let's put in an account number. So from here, you can manage, and then you can see description. You can put in the account number here. That's the country, account name, bank name, account number, IBAN. So let's just say we put it there. Gadgets up. Gadgets up, bank. Let's just say first bank. Let's say account number 012345667. IBAN. And leave that out. Then we save. Okay. And you can make your transfer into this. Then you can save. Okay, settings saved. Let's go back. All right. And the cash on delivery. Okay, so now let's refresh this and see what it looks like again. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so here we go. So put in the address and all of that things. Free shipping. We have debit card option, which is debit card. And can do this. Direct bank transfer, if it is cash on delivery, anyone. Okay. You can then, when you click on, so you confirm all this that is correct, then place order. Now, really, all this needs to be placed. Let's just fill in something there. Okay, so just fill in something and let's place order. Okay, so thank you. Your order has been received. So meaning that the admin would have received the order from the backend. Okay, and then this is the payment. This is where to pay the money. All right, now let's go back. Let's go back. And let's say, okay, we want to add, let's just add something. And let's try to use, no, we're not doing this. Okay, let's just add something. Let's add this, just these two cards. Okay, let's go back to cards here. Let's proceed to cards. So let's say we want to do debit card. All right. That's debit card. Okay. And any other thing. Okay, place order. Now, do you see that? It has redirected me to the paystack backend where the customer can put in their card number, their expiry dates, and the CVV. Or if it is a true transfer, it can be made or through the bank. So whichever option is that the customer wants to use, customer can use it and then make transfer. When the transfer is made, it just redirects back to the site. Okay, so it depends on what exactly you put at the back end. That's what shows, that's where the site will be redirected to. Okay, so that's basically what it looks like. Now, finally, from this back end, I want you to know that all what we've been doing so far, the reason why we can access our products, okay, why it seems we can make purchase is because, and it's majorly because we are the admin working at the back end. Okay, now this store is not seen by anyone that is not logged in. So in order to make it to show, you need to come back here and then take it out of coming soon and put it on live. Okay, and then click on save changes. Now, so with this, it has been saved. Now, that's site visibility. So now this site is live to anyone that needs to buy something from it. All right, so this is what it looks like. Now let's go back to our PowerPoint slide. So we've made a demo, we got product, test, and then we've made a test payment. So recap, we've been able to install WooCommerce plugin, we've added product and categories, checked, configured checkout, we've integrated multiple payment gateways. So that's basically how you can set up your WooCommerce. All right, so thank you very much. See you.